Bobcat Nation, we're so proud to have played for Montana State.
It wouldn't be where we are today without this program.
Now it's our turn to give back. Bobcat Collective is making a real difference for current and future athletes.
Montana State gave us a foundation to pursue our NFL dreams.
Join us in building something special, because when we invest in our athletes, we invest in the future of Bobcat football. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Join the collective today. Go Cats.
Well, it's that time of year usually when we make the rounds and get a Montana State steeplechase expert on the show, because these guys have just been unbelievable these last, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8 years now. It's been pretty cool to watch Montana State build up their steeplechase legacy. And now Rob McManus, who's one of the best to ever do it at Montana State, joins us here on Nuanez Now. He's headed back to the national meet for the 4th year in a row. He is the 3-time now Big Sky Conference outdoor champion in the event. Rob, good to see you, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Thanks for having me.
First of all, you got to tell us about sort of this swan song season for you. It's probably different than all the other years you've been doing this, because you're sort of celebrating the anniversary of the end, right? So just take us through how it's been so far for you, running at all these meets and competing in all these competitions that you've been so great at over the years, but doing it for the last time.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a surreal feeling. It's when you're in the moment, and in previous years I felt like it's never going to end, and now I'm getting to the point where it's my last national meet, and I'm like, wow, this is really it. So, but it's been a great ride. It's been incredible. I feel truly fortunate that I've been able to kind of build up every year and keep some success going.
Well, take us through your sort of mindset coming into the Big Sky Outdoors, because you had a championship to defend, and you did it well. So what did you think just going into that meet, and what was this going through your mind as you sort of prepared yourself to try to win the three-peat?
Yeah, I was definitely excited. It's not every day you get a chance to do something like that, defend your title. I think it's funny looking back the past few years at Big Sky Championships. I've been pretty nervous for all of them, but this year, I'd won the last 2 titles, and I was just like, confidence is the name of the game. I've been here before, I've done the rounds on this, and I was definitely nervous, and I was really excited to get out and race, but I also wanted to be confident but not overly cocky was my plan.
A crazy meet too, all the way around with the competition, but also with the weather and stuff like that. So when you are in Portland and it is raining cats and dogs, how do you sort of adjust? Do you have to adjust as an athlete?
Yeah, it definitely changes things up a little bit. It really, the weather definitely became much more of a factor on Saturday on day 2 of the meet. And fortunately, steeplechase was day 1, so I didn't have to worry about it for the steeple. But yeah, we had so many lightning delays, a lot of really rainy weather there, and you just have to adjust in the moment as an athlete, and you got to realize everyone's dealing with it. It's a tough situation for everybody, and you just got to lock back in and make the most of it.
Well, does your mentality then change going into regionals, or how do you sort of manage a race? Because obviously you want to run a really good time, but also, it's sort of just about like, where do you place? You got to figure out a way to survive in advance. So how do you go about devising your race strategy last weekend going into the first round of the NCAAs?
Yeah, I definitely spent a lot of time thinking, especially about the regional meet. You never quite know what to expect at regional meets. There's always guys who come out of the woodwork. There's always different situations based on what heat you might be in or how other people race. But yeah, I kind of knew going in that I was going to be a guy that maybe a lot of people in the field were going to be looking to a little bit, because I've been to a few national meets in the past. And I think I kind of took advantage of that. And the first half of the race, I raced very confidently, like put myself up towards the front. I was aggressive, and that was my plan going in. And then in the back end of the race, it's kind of just a push for home and making sure you get top 3.
Were you nervous at all going into the regional?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous. You in past years, it's always been like, you worry that something could go wrong, but then you're like, I got next year. That's okay. Like if something does go wrong, I got next year. And so my mentality was different, because it's very much like, I don't want to go out yet. I want to go out on my own terms. I want to go out running well. And that definitely puts a bit of pressure on you, but you kind of just got to embrace it. And, like I said about conference, my big plan for regionals was just confidence. I'd been to 3 national meets before. I'd been around the block a lot, and I'd like to be confident in that I can show up on the day no matter what's going on, and I'm proud to say I did.
Rob McManus joining us here on Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio, as well as SWX Montana Television and the ESPN MT app. He is a senior at Montana State and headed to the national championship meet in Eugene, Oregon, not this weekend, but the weekend after. So take me through just your ability to harness consistency throughout your career. Because, I mean, you've been to the national meet now, indoors and outdoors. You've been to this outdoor meet multiple years in a row. What have been the key factors? How have you been able to consistently get back there year in and year out?
Yeah, I think mindset's a big part of it. Just building every year, and also confidence that the build will happen every year. I think I look back on my redshirt freshman year when I first made the national meet in the steeplechase, and I think, man, I had a really great day at regionals, but looking back on that whole year, my sophomore year of college, I didn't really know what I was doing as much, but it's nice because in the years since then, I feel like even every week in training, I learned something new. I learned something new about myself, about my body. And when you get to be older, when you get to be a fifth year, you're around the block so many times that I think you can really harness all that information and put it to great use. And it really helps being an older athlete.
The information influx into the sport of track and field has been fascinating to me, right? I mean, you see, even just covered high school track in the state of Montana and across the region. It's never been better. The times are amazing. I mean, everybody all across the whole region, all across the country are doing so well. Do you feel like the information that is available has helped sort of accelerate the sport?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think the information, I think the communication of information has really accelerated the sport. Athletes and coaches alike are just learning so much, and so much on every level. The high school level, the college level, and the professional level. There's so much being put to use, and we're seeing now these insane runs from high school athletes, and insane runs from college athletes. And if you're going to be one of the best runners in the NCAA these days, you kind of have to consider yourself one of the top people in the country. For some of these guys, some of the top people in the world. And so the information has definitely been crucial. I would say also in the last 5 years or so, shoe technology for distance running has played a huge part in it. And I think the shoe technology has also changed how people train as athletes. And I think that's definitely accelerated the sport.
Well, that's fascinating. What has changed the most about the shoes?
There have been a lot of technological advances in maybe not necessarily just racing shoes, but also day-to-day training shoes. A lot of brands like Nike or Adidas, they're creating these quote-unquote super shoes that they put carbon plates in them. They've got this special types of foam in them that are designed to just increase recovery. And what it's doing is it doesn't necessarily allow you to run really fast in the moment, but it allows you to do a big workout day, and then you don't feel terrible the next day. It allows for recovery. And so that in turn leads to more consistent training, which in turn leads to people just being better.
When I was approached by a group of men, really right out of our national championship appearance, I think they saw NIL as an opportunity to continue to allow our program to grow. And it was very well thought out of. At the time, they didn't just come up with this on a whim. I think they studied other institutions across the country at all levels to be able to do it right, to be able to implement it the right way, align themselves ultimately with Blueprint after talking, I think, with several outside entities on how it should be managed. All our intentions with the Bobcat Collective are in the right place, and that's the most important thing. They're about continuing to promote our program, allowing our guys opportunities to help along with that. I think that's really important. It really, I think, has provided this give and take. Our guys are certainly benefiting from it, but then they're giving back at the same time, whether it's individual opportunities with particular businesses or just in general giving back through the collective to our community.
Town & Country Foods is proud of its tradition of providing excellent customer service and quality groceries at an affordable price. Town & Country Foods is proud to be locally owned and operated across the state of Montana, and they are proud to support Montana State Athletics. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned, and they have 9 locations serving towns throughout Montana. Town & Country Foods is in Bozeman, Belgrade, Helena, Livingston, Lewistown, Billings, and in Dillon. Their focus is on great food at a great price with a huge selection of organic and natural foods. For more information, visit tncfoods.com.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah, it feels like there's just so much knowledge at people's disposal now, and I think that's actually hurt a lot of sports, but it seems to have been nothing but great for track and field. It also seems like track and field athletes, maybe not across the board, but a lot of times have very analytical minds that can sort of absorb information as well. You guys seem like you're information hungry. So do you feel like there's sort of a relationship there too?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'd say in track and field, especially, it's a sport that's a little bit unlike a lot of sports where, in workouts, you just get splits, you're running around a track, or if you're jumping or throwing, you have a mark right there that you can see. And that leads to everyone being very analytical, because you can say, okay, I'm hitting this time, or I'm hitting this mark. Like, what am I doing to hit that? Can I consistently hit that? What do I need to do to feel good about consistently hitting that? And that all just applies to training and applies to success at large.
Well, Rob McManus joining us here on Nuanez Now, 102.9 ESPN Radio. We'll get back to the trip to Eugene that's coming up, but I got to ask you about the Montana State women. We've had great fun interviewing some of these young ladies, and they've been awesome to talk to. And what a crazy and cool performance for them. I mean, it's been like a lifetime since somebody besides Northern Arizona or Sac State won the Big Sky Outdoor Championship on the women's side, but your female counterparts did so this last spring. So take us through, what was your seat? What did you think of just them taking home the team trophy?
Oh, that was just incredibly special. Like, it was so fun watching our women's team get that done. They've been knocking at the door of that for years, and it's so hard at a conference championships because everyone has to show up. A lot of things have to go right, and a lot of people have to step up in the moment. And our women's team just killed it. It was incredibly special. I think back to 2024 when the men's team won the championships in Bozeman, and that was, it came down to 1 point, and that was like an insane day for us and an incredible experience and everything. But the women in Portland, like, I got to give them a shout out because they destroyed second place. They won by 50 something points, I'm pretty sure. And that was just so special to see. And it was so special to see the ladies just all show up over those 4 days. And I think that was pretty awesome to witness as their fellow teammate.
Well, it's all just sort of part of the same broad narrative, and that is just the continued improvement and continued trajectory of Montana State track and field. So I guess two-part question. What's it been like to be a part of that, and sort of the prestige on a national level that the steeplechasers have had has been sort of leading the way. So what have you thought of just being a part of this rise and also sort of being part of one of the event groups that sort of leads the charge?
Yeah, that's incredibly special. I think, when I first got into the program back in the fall of 2021, a lot of the guys on the team, there was this mindset that, like, we have this potential to be really good. And we really, like, it's going to come down to how bad we want it. How bad do we want to put in the effort? How bad do we want to build this program for each and every one of us? And I think I've been around 5 years. I've seen a lot of different guys come through this team. And it's just been incredibly special, just watching everyone come through and how much across every event group everyone cares about the program and about the team at large. You mentioned steeplechase. When I first came in, Duncan Hamilton had already been crushing it in steeple for a while. And, I got to see Levi Taylor also, follow right behind him. And having those guys as upperclassmen when I was a freshman definitely contributed to my success, definitely contributed to my mindset, to my growth as an athlete. I don't think I'm I don't think I'm the athlete I am today without the older guys who were on the team when I first got to Montana State, and I owe them a lot for that, and I owe the past team a lot for that too. Just the mindset that has become just the standard and the norm for everybody at Montana State.
Well, and now you get one last chance to sort of uphold that standard. So how we feeling going back to Eugene, and how much do you think your previous experiences there will help you? And is there anything maybe that you'll change that maybe you want to do different coming into this national meet?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's I've been thinking a lot about it ever since the regional meet, just being back on the national stage, and I think that I've mentioned a few times confidence has been key for me this season, and realizing that I have a lot of experience in every race in the NCAA. I've had a lot of experience at Big Sky Conference Championships. I've had a lot of experience at the regional meet, and I've had a lot of experience at the national meet as well. And so I think my mindset, definitely, I want to emulate that confidence, just because there's so many incredible athletes in the steeplechase this year. Like it's a very competitive event this year. But I think that I think mindset and experience plays a huge part in how nationals will go, not necessarily only athleticism. And so I'm just really excited to go back to Hayward Field, and I know my way around that track. I've been there before several times, and I really want to utilize that and be confident in my ability there.
Well, it would be really fun to follow along, and we certainly will be keeping tabs on you. But we appreciate the time, as always, sort of our yearly check-in with you, because you've been doing so great over all these years. But thanks so much for making some time for us here today, and best of luck with this next week and a half or so.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.